When I first was leaving design school and then jumping into the industry, I was thinking it was a lot more simplistic than what I really understood it to be. So my initial thought of like leaving design school was like, oh, you're gonna leave, you graduate, you either get a design internship or start as a junior designer somewhere, and then you just work your way up to whatever, insert and then director title that you want to be, creative art, and whatever new one that comes up nowadays. But I think after being in the industry, I realized that there's so many sectors that also influence like the way you grow, and also how much, I want to say like how much those sectors really influence how the design language is built on. So when I started school, I actually went as a fine art major, and then somehow along the way, like you're required to take a design class, like a design 101 class for like color theory and all that stuff. So I started taking that, and then it just kind of became really fun. So I just started doing it until it kind of like, I guess, like centered back into my relationship with like making art, which was like you just wanted to make good stuff because it made you feel good. And so then I kind of fell back into design because I wanted to make good stuff because it made me feel good. And then it was like, why did it make you feel good? Then it was like, why did it make you feel good? And it made me feel good because like it was contributing to something else that made an impact on someone else's life. And before, when I was in school, I was in Design for America. And so I was going on the far end of like doing good meant like you had to make like a new good product, or you had to like contribute to like something major in society. But like doing something that feels good is really just like making some type of visual impact into something that someone really cares about, bridging that connection between someone's relationship to what they have and making it tangible for them visually. I would actually say like ethnically no, just because when I was studying design, it wasn't really focused on like Thai design or, of that type of motif, but you're learning a lot of European-based design. And, so I learned the fundamentals about that. I think in terms of like culturally or heritage, what has contributed, I think more so my career building in design is like hearing about my mom's story when she first immigrated here, and she didn't speak like a lick of English. And she's super smart. That doesn't sound super smart, but like she's super smart. And when she came here, she actually ended up working kind of like in a sweatshop that made fabric patterns. So she was really good at sewing. And she would tell me that story like many, many times. And I'm like, why do you tell me this story? Like, why? Like, I get it, type of thing. But I think once I went into college, I was like, it's not that hard. Like, like getting to school, I was like, it's not that hard. Like, these things that you're coming across aren't that hard when you compare it to like what my mom came across. Why are you complaining? Why are you not doing these things that, like, what's stopping you from it? Because like, what's so hard about it? When you compare it to, when I feel like I compare it to my mom's story. When I come across, like, I don't know how to approach this project, or I don't know what to do with this branding, or, like, there's no solution for this. It's just, like, what's that hard about it? Like, your hurdles that you're going across, you have the solutions for it. You just don't know how to piece it together yet, versus, like, what my mom had to go through was, like, coming over and then going into a field that, like, she had no choice to go into because she couldn't rely on her language to get her there, but she had to rely on her hands. And so, like, it's kind of like like, she's trapped in one way where she had to pick this type of labor, this type of work, because that's what she could do. That was her solution. And then for me, it's like you have the language skills. You have, like, all these opportunities that you know how to solve these things. So just do it and just solve it and just keep going at it.